Yeah, I got a good 20 minutes talking.
Oh, okay, that's calm, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I ain't
Yeah.
got much to say, but we are live right now, man.
Oh yeah.
How is everybody doing today, man? How is everybody doing today? The last stream was pretty successful. Not the last one, the one that we did before this, when I was questioning where is Florian Wirtz? Are we gonna sign Florian Wirtz? I was questioning all of that stuff, wondering what's happening, what's going on, and now the moment I click off the stream, we get news that the deal is done. Funny how life works, man. It's really funny how life works. I was complaining, saying how long is this saga gonna be, but then we get the Fabrizio bumper saying that the deal is done. But Elijah, I'm gonna hand it over to you, man. How you feeling about this deal?
I feel good. I feel good, guys. Don't forget to he's just starting. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. He's got good stuff coming on the way. So, dog, I'm not surprised. I'm so chill about this. I don't know why I'm so chill about it, because I've been sitting here since November. I told my friends, I told other content creators we hop on sometimes, I told people like Liverpool, I told them, Liverpool, don't be surprised if Arne goes and does the thing. He did it. And then I told people Liverpool's going to get at least 700 million revenue. That's money to play with. That's money you can reinvest. That's money you can go and buy couple stars here, some low tier players here that can help out on the bench, and then you can wait for the other money to multiply. 150 mil though is crazy. It doesn't make sense. This guy, if you were to check the most expensive players in the history of the sport, he might be top 10. That is how much balls deep these guys are willing to take for this guy. And if it pays off, oh my Lord, this will do wonders, because now this is the start of Liverpool 2.0. This is now slot ball. What we got was the prelude. This is chapter 1. If we get the guys, exactly. This is now for me, that was phase 0. This is now phase 1. If phase 1 slot can pull in another left back, or another midfielder to help support, or a striker, and you still have money to play with in the future, the guy's what, 22, 23?
He's 22.
He already has a league in the bag.
Next year. He's going to be 23 next year. Bro, people don't understand the magnitude of this deal, man.
They don't get it.
This is the guy that was the best player on a team that led a team that went unbeaten against a team that was, Bayern was like 11 in a row, and they won the season after, went unbeaten and only lost one game to Atalanta in all competitions.
In a European final of all places.
Exactly. So this guy obviously has the numbers. He's been doing it for 3 years. He's had almost 200 appearances. So that shows that he's been around for a bit. And in terms of not just only the signing, because I know a lot of people have been arguing between who is better, him or Turkey. But one thing that we can say is this, this is a bigger statement than Turkey's a Liverpool signing. If you really look at it in terms of the price, ability, that's a Liverpool signing to the T.
I'm not going to say like I was pulling for it, but it made sense.
It did make sense. But you probably didn't know Wirtz was a viable option. That's the thing.
Exactly.
So when we're sitting here looking at this, man, they called us Liverpool. We went through Caicedo. We went through Lavia. We went through Jude Bellingham. People were going bold because they were so confident Jude Bellingham was going to come to us.
I never really understand. See, this is why I sometimes say the sports fan's mind is so fickle, because it a lot of times we as sports fans, we don't really think long term. We always think what's happening right now, or what's going to happen within the next 5 minutes, not what's going to happen within the next year, not what's going to happen within the next 6, 9, 10 months. Right now, if you're a Liverpool fan, you should be very pleased, and you should have hope for the next 9 months. Because if we can continue to build while we have the last couple years of a Van Dijk, of a Salah, of a Alisson, while we are bringing in a Mamadashvili, while we can try to bring a striker, while we can try to bring another center back, a strong center back, Liverpool can go places.
Yeah.
Leagues, cups, improvement, growth. Like, this is a statement by FSG. I knew FSG was playing it smart when they brought back what I call them LinkedIn FC. So Michael Edwards, and then Edwards brought his boy Hughes. When you spend money the right way, it's going to lead to good things. Liverpool can take a break. Club World Cup is going to start. Don't need to spend any crazy money. When that window opens again, go and get you some backups. Go and get you a striker. Because it's not just Florian Wirtz that we're just going to depend on. We're going to depend on Salah. We're going to depend on the other guys in the attack. Now we can make this a literal collective effort. We want to see what we saw this season, but times 10, maybe times 5. These guys taking the next step. Can it be the Champions League? Can it be 2 trophies in the season with the league? Can it be, I don't like saying it, but just being hypothetical, can it be 2, 3 trophies in the season? We need to build, and we're looking strong, and I'm very, very pleased about it. The rival fans can hold the L. They need to hold the L. Because one thing about Liverpool, I feel like we do a good job to keep our mouth quiet. Keep our mouth shut. Everybody's doing their thing. Let everybody do their thing. But when it's our time to shine,
hey man, like you said, man, you said this early on when we were on top of the league. You said we're just a chill guy. We're just a chill guy. We're just a chill guy, man. So at the end of the day, I always see it like this, man. When it's all said and done, signings like this have you looking forward to the season. I'm excited for next season.
Exactly. Yes.
I'm excited for next season. We've got
I wanted to take a break.
Yep.
I wanted to take a break for the World Cup and AFCON, but I'm seeing this. I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe I'll do all 3. Maybe I'll watch all 3.
Yep. Like I said, man. We move in silence. We're gonna keep doing our thing. We're gonna see if we can get Kirkes over the line, and then we're gonna target a striker, whether it's Ekatike, whoever. I trust the club, because if the club are willing to make this call and this move and put down this type of money, because people need to remember, Liverpool have never spent over 100 million before today.
Never.
And we spent well over that now. Well over that. We never touched 100 million. We were out here looking at deals and go, I don't know, we can, like, everybody wanted Wirtz, but we didn't entertain Wirtz. So we're like, okay, let's get Cherky. Okay, let's get Javi Simmons. Let's get, like, these lesser 10s, Morgan Rogers. Some people wanted Morgan Rogers, because people thought that getting a Cherky is not viable. And now you have Man City doing damage control, trying to say that he's too expensive. We believe he's going to buy him. Which is crazy, because they're trying to spend 60 million on Livramento. You saw the bid. They bidded 60 million for Livramento.
Newcastle's not letting that slide. I promise you. Mm-hmm. Newcastle.
If Livramento can be sold, if Newcastle have an asking price, that means, in my personal opinion, there's a number for Isak. I don't think
anybody could be sold. Anybody could be sold.
I don't think we're gonna hit the number of Isak, but there's a number.
Yeah, there's a number, and I think. And Newcastle, I respect Newcastle, especially after this season. Mm-hmm. They're not looking to
regress.
Well, yes, they want to make a profit. It's a business. All clubs are businesses and franchises. But they want to, hey, like, if we're being realistic with you. You give us 125 or you give us 150, we'll let you slide. You give us 100, we can talk. Like, they're willing to negotiate. The thing is Liverpool willing to do the same thing again? That's all I'm wondering. Because if Liverpool is capable of doing the same thing again, that's how a big club should move. A big club should have its ups. It should be very smart economically. Throw in 150.
That could help us. It's the fact that we didn't spend a single penny. And I'm not going to lie to you, people may laugh at Chiesa being bought, but this may be a hot take. I reckon we might make a profit from him. I reckon we could get, like, we bought him for 10. I reckon we can get 13, 14.
Mind you, Juventus wants him. Juventus wants him. As much as I would love for him to stay, because I think he's a great guy. He's a good player. He showed his moments. And the injuries, which is really unfair since the Euros in 2020. Mm-hmm. Juve needs players. Mm-hmm. Juve can give us 30 mil. That's a 50
Napoli are interested as well.
Yeah. You can make a 10, 15, 20, 30 million euro, pound, dollar profit. You can with these type of guys. Liverpool right now, I'm happy that we're moving like a big club is supposed to move. You can do the cheap deals, but you can also do the massive deals. Mm-hmm. See? Because if you're just doing massive deals, how many times are those massive deals out of 10 going to hit for you? Not often. But how many times can those smaller deals hit for you? More likely than not. Mm-hmm. See? And then if you know how to balance between the two, you can make a legitimate contender, a consistent contender. That's what I want Liverpool to be now is a consistent contender. What we were under Klopp was great. We had it was like this. But now I want us to be consistent all the way through. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Yeah. Like I said, if we sign in Florian Wirtz, sell him on our project, now we see why Salah and Van Dijk signed.
Yeah.
Now we see that why Salah and Van Dijk signed. They probably told him we're going to target these guys, we're going to get these guys. And you can tell that they truly believe that we can go again. And not only can we go again, we can win a lot of things next year. We sign Wirtz, we can get another striker in, and we can get a fullback and potentially a midfielder. And I've spoken about this. Signing Wirtz frees up Dominic Szoboszlai to play a role similar to what McAllister's been playing, and box-to-box midfielder in the double pivot. So we got him in the double pivot, because I've always likened Szoboszlai's style closer to Federico Valverde. You wouldn't play Valverde in the 10, but you could play Valverde on the wing. You may, in certain instances, right back, double pivot. Yep. He's got a lot of energy. I've seen him play the 8 a few times. Yeah, he's got good energy. And I'm sure you saw the Brighton game where Szoboszlai was making switch passes, diagonal passes, which he wouldn't be able to make in the number 10 position. And not only that, he's got the shot. He's got just as good of a shot as Fede Valverde as well. So there's a lot of similarities in terms of work rate, engine, motor, and maybe that we will see a better version of Szoboszlai, especially the onus of him being the player that we wanted to be would not be as much needed. Now we can add physicality while having technical ability. And not only that, that strengthens our bench. Yes. Imagine having someone like Szoboszlai come off the bench in certain instances. Maybe a McAllister come off the bench in certain instances. Liverpool are giving themselves different dynamics of how they can produce. And plus, we still got a Curtis Jones, who's good as well. So, get us a centre-back, a left-back. We could technically sell Chiesa because Frimpong can play right wing.
Yes, he can.
And we can play Conor Bradley right back. And Frimpong gets good numbers. Frimpong's numbers arguably is better than Trent's numbers offensively because of the amount of goals and assists he can score. So going forward, we're in a beautiful position. We're in a very bright position, and I'm not scared of Man City. If we sign the players that we need to sign, I'm not scared.
I'm not scared. I can't.
I'm not saying that Man City we're gonna win the league. What I'm saying is, when you sign players like this, when I saw us bring Thiago and we had Jota, Mane, for me, you think I was scared of Man City? I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared. Because when you have that team.
Exactly, because City could bring a guy and we could bring a guy. City could bring a guy, we could bring it was tit for tat. And that's what I want it to be. Like, we no more of this idea of we're going into the season. Oh, guys, we need to, unless something catastrophic happens, God forbid.
Oh yeah.
But right now, you can't. You got to start going into seasons where it's like, okay, the achievement is win a trophy consistently, and just try to do your best to challenge for the league. We win the league, flipping amazing. We win the Champions League, amazing. But we got to build on what we've already done. Mm-hmm. I feel like the losses we had last year, like say for example your Plymouths, which was still crazy to me how that happened. losing the League Cup final, still crazy that even happened. Losing to PSG, I feel like Arne Slot was trying to tell the sporting directors, the upper management, the ownership, something. Hey, even though I am doing something special with these guys, I still need help. We still need more. And Arne's done the right thing by doing those things, by forcing the message out there. Even, for example, even losing to Fulham, losing to Brighton away, the message needed to go out there like, hey, even though we've won the league early, this is a message for next year. We can do this stuff if you just give us more weapons.
Exactly. And
there's nothing wrong with it.
And that's what it's all about. Like, at the end of the day, what it boils down to, he's bowed out, but yeah, let me continue. What is boiled down to, okay, let me bring it back in.
There you are.
Okay. At the end of the day, what it boils down to is this, yeah. We're showing a statement of intent. We're sending the league a message. Let's be honest, man. I'm confident this guy will succeed. I don't know how many numbers he's going to get. I don't know. Me personally, I would say if he gets 25 GA, I'm happy.
That's fine.
25 GA, I'm happy. I'm talking about, like, in all comps, he can get 30 GA. He's that good of a player because 25, 27 GA, around there, that's good. Yeah. What this does is this. Salah's going to be more dangerous because now you can't focus on Salah. You can't put all your attention on Salah because Florian Wirtz is there. And remember when we had Mane? Teams couldn't double up on Salah because if you double up on Salah, Mane's going to slip through the back door.
And mind you, you have a quote-unquote false nine in Firmino coming up the middle.
Exactly. And Firmino in his best season had 28 goals in all competitions. He could score. He just didn't score as much because he was there he was the glue. Stringing everything together. But like I said, me personally, that's a lot of money. He's going to be paid while I'm hearing he's going to get 350K, which now that's surprising. 425.
Some people, I think the wage structure has been broken.
I think we don't care no more. I think what Liverpool realized is we see an opportunity to win. We see an opportunity to succeed. And John W. Henry's seeing the revenue that Liverpool are getting from winning. There's no obviously you get a good amount of revenue for being in the Champions League, but winning titles is good revenue. And this is gonna raise questions to a lot of people, which has to be asked. And I'm not just saying this to be reactionary. This is a genuine question. I was thinking about this when we went back to back, when we won our second league title. Are FSG bad owners? That's the question. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they're not. I'm asking the question, are they bad owners? Because they've given us 2 league titles. They've given us a Champions League. We have witnessed our most successful period in the Premier League era, ever. Under FSG.
It's right now.
Under FSG.
I'm not one to... I don't want to come off as the, he's American, so he's going to back the American owners. I don't like coming off as that. I just tell people in sports, like, Americans operate in a way where it's like they try not to be as... They're not as hands-on. Not everybody's hands-on. Like, a lot of owners, they just give you the money, and they're kind of like, all right, do what you can with it. Can you make a profit? This, that, and the third. If we win, great. If we win, actually, no, it's not great. It's if we win, amazing, because we make a greater profit. If we're consistent, we're contenders, we're making small bits and profits here and there, cool. The biggest thing I give FSG credit for is, one, eliminating the debts post near administration with Hicks and Gillett, those clowns.
Yep, the worst owners ever.
Oh my God! Like, we were kids at the time, but dude, Liverpool in League One, Liverpool in League Two. If we went into administration, think about that.
They had me getting cooked at school. I was going into school getting cooked because of them.
I would have been sick. Sorry, my window's open, but I would have been sick. But now, the debt is gone. The team is evolving. The stadium is expanding. You go and you get football-minded people that use the stats the right way. They're not just stat driven for the sake of being stat driven, but they're stat driven because they know that it can produce results. You get a manager, for example, like Klopp, that was capable of carrying a team from being middle of the pack to contenders to champions, back to contenders. Then you go and you get a guy who is a proven winner. He now takes you back from contender to champion. And now what I think is like maybe phase 3 of FSG, maybe phase 4, is now maintaining the consistency. Mm-hmm. That's all I want FSG to do. I don't need you to do anything silly. Keep the ticket prices where they are. Make it respectable for the locals. Make it respectful for people from outside the country to come. Make the concessions consistent. Keep it family friendly. Keep it fan friendly. But also at the same time, deliver a championship winning product. Mm-hmm. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like I said,
it's good ownership.
Mm-hmm. Our fans, we don't care. We don't care about money, boo. We don't care about buying to sell for profit. We care about getting players that are good enough to play for the club, players that can help us compete. We don't care if every now and again we have to do a Coutinho or Trent Alexander-Arnold level talent league.
It's gonna happen.
We just care. Do you have people that can come in and be good enough replacements? Come in that can actually do a job for us to keep on going. We lost Trent. We got Frimpong, another Maverick. We lost We lost Coutinho. Later down the line, we getting Florian Wirtz. We get a Van Dijk in. We get a Alisson Becker. We're future-proofing with Mavadashvili. We had a second goalkeeper that was better than most people's first-team goalkeeper. Kelleher is a good enough goalkeeper to win you the league. So when I saw Kelleher go for that price, I was surprised because
I was very surprised.
A goalkeeper that talented and that's good enough to win you a league is very hard to find. Like you see teams like Chelsea that have a goalkeeper that ain't good enough to be a first team goalkeeper. You see a lot of teams that don't have goalkeepers that are good enough. So so having someone like Kelleher and then bringing in Mavadashvili, trying to put ourselves in positions to go for it again. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was upset. In January when we were linked with Kvaratskhelia because I thought we were gonna put our foot in for Kvaratskhelia. I was like, okay, if Diaz is gonna go, I don't mind. We're gonna get Kava. I'm cool.
Yep.
I'm cool, but we didn't get Kava. Kava ends up balling out for PSG. I'm upset, and I'm looking at I'm seeing that we're linked with number 10s. I'm seeing that we're linked with Turkey. Didn't really hear anything. When I saw Wirtz link, I laughed. I said, "There's no way we're beating Bayern. No way. German players go to Bayern. That's just the logical thing.
Yeah, it's the logical thing. You go to Bayern or you go to, I don't know, Madrid. If the Italian teams were good, you go there. But you normally just stay in Germany. Yeah,
and then when I saw that Liverpool pushing hard, I said, if Liverpool are putting themselves in, we better win because I ain't trying to get embarrassed.
No,
I've dealt with Caicedo. I've dealt with Lavia. I've dealt with Zubamendi. Drew Bellingham. I can even go as far as I've dealt with the humiliation of what Benzema did to us at Anfield that one season when Nuno scored earlier. Like we've dealt with humiliation.
We've dealt with it.
I'm not trying to go through that again. I've dealt with going from Caicedo to getting the hype of an Endo. Endo, I love Endo, great player, but let's be honest, when he signed, that was underwhelming as hell.
Oh, people were laughing. It was just, the guy was with Stuttgart in Bundesliga too.
Yeah,
and then
Asian Champions League.
Yeah, and then shows up, and then with 2 years, he's won the League Cup. He's made a UCL knockout, and he's got a Premier League. He's the third Japanese player to win the Premier League. Come on, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. All we need, like, it's great. We get the stars. Let's also now mix the stars with good talent, good backups, good support system. We can literally do something. I've got
a question for you. So my question for you is, okay, so let's say we add Kerkez there. We got Kerkez, Florian Wirtz, Frimpong. If we add a striker, would you be okay with going a season without adding a centre back or a midfielder?
That is actually very interesting because the midfield three is what? Gravenberch, Soboslai, McAllister.
Mm-hmm.
Then you add Wirtz.
Mm-hmm. And you
You
got Curtis Jones as well.
you do have a Curtis Jones. I don't know what is the Elliott situation right now.
He's gonna leave.
I don't know because it's kind of. I heard he was leaving. I did tell you that. It was like I think he's leaving.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it's also kind of like it seems like he wants to stay. So it's kind of.
But he wants to play.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to play that much. He wants to. Ideally, he would love to stay. He's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I would love for him to stay. So it's kind of. It's a very, very interesting one. I think midfield. Obviously, midfield is the engine of any football system. Get as much midfielders as you can because they're the ones that do the most of the bulk of the running. Mm-hmm. So they're the ones whose hamstrings tend to give out faster. So get as much buffer as you can in the midfield department, and everything else will then take care of itself because a midfielder can play a forward position. A midfielder can also be a defender. Now, if we did get a Kirkes, we get a striker, stop. No more spending.
I would stop depending on who the striker is.
Exactly.
So let's say we get I'm just gonna throw a name out. Let's say we get Gokras. Let's just say that out.
Right.
Let's say we get Gokras. I'm cool. I'm
I'm fine with that, yeah.
I'm cool. If we get Gokras, I'm cool because like I said, we spent a lot of money and obviously I love to be greedy in this standpoint, but I would understand if we go, okay, we can work on that next season and we get a centre back instead of a midfielder. The thing about it is, yeah, Liverpool put themselves. And by the way, guys, if you're in this chat, like this video. I see people here.
Like the vid.
Like the video, man. Like the video, subscribe. We're giving you elite level content. But back to what I was saying, I do see if we sign what we need to sign right now, we don't have to spend much in the future. It's just adding little bits and bits and bits. Adding little bits and bits. So we sign the bulk here and then add bits and bits and bits. Then I'm going to be all good for that. And then on top of that, yeah, this window has the potential to be our best window since the window where we rebuilt our whole entire midfield. Because let's be honest, that's actually a generational window.
Yeah.
Because that midfield won us the league. That midfield won us the league.
That midfield got us to what? An FA Cup final, 2 League Cup finals, 2 Champions League finals, won the league, finished second twice by a point. I mean, Super Cup win, World Club Cup win. Dude.
Now, that window where we signed Soboslai, McAllister, Gravenberch, generational window.
Yeah, I'm talking about the previous. I'm talking about Klopp's great window. Klopp's great window. I think after Klopp's great window, you would say your Soboslai's McAllister, then whatever's happening now. I think those two are the next best thing after that previous group. It's just a matter of just, again, like you said, we don't need to, and I've been saying this as well, you don't need to spend crazy. Because panic buying does not bring results. Panic buying does not mean it's going to guarantee turnaround. It's going to guarantee success. You see the issue with City was this season? They did have injuries, yes, but they started panic buying. Once they started panic buying, it didn't turn things around. Though they still finished in the Champions League. But you know a guy like Pep, if he buys players, he wants immediate results.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't.
That's why they tried to amend their whole entire team in January. And it's crazy because they signed that guy from Porto, the midfielder from Porto, but they got Randers now. They still got Gundogan. They still got Bernardo Silva. And they opted in for Gundogan's player option. So they are very stacked. And they still got Foden. They still got Doku, Savinho, Mamouche, Turkey now. And I want to sign Livramento. But one thing I will say is this: Pep is reverting back to using actual fullbacks again. He's not doing the centre back at fullback no more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he put the centre back at fullback because obviously he had, because I remember I saw a quote when he's saying when you have people that can actually defend properly at fullback, is the game changer. That's what he said when he won the treble because obviously he had Cancelo, them guys playing at fullback and whatnot.
And then Rodri just being,
So what he's done is he's reverting back, saying, okay, I've gone a little bit too far with the whole all four centre backs in the lineup. Now he's trying to sign Livramento, a right back, and Aitonori, who is a maverick guy that can bomb forward, which a lot of people that were Liverpool fans actually wanted to see him at Liverpool.
I thought of it as well.
Yeah, so did I. He's a baller. And then obviously you got the creativity of Turkey, which I think will be a solid player if Pep knows how to put runners around him, because Turkey is as talented as he is. I feel like tactically he's not as flexible as a Wirtz. Wirtz is more tactically flexible because he's got better work rate and he's got a better engine and he's got better cardio, better stamina. But Turkey, his ball manipulation makes up for the lack of athletic ability that he has. So if Pep knows how to surround him around runners and let him dictate the game and let him control the game with all these great players he's going to be around, it's going to be very interesting to see, because I feel like he's good enough. I feel like the gap between him and Wirtz is closer than the price tag. It's just Wirtz has that resume.
Yeah.
Like now we're in a situation where we got the guy that's proven and they got the guy that's had that one solid season. Remember the Haaland and Nunes debate?
Yeah,
Nunes was the guy, was the unknown commodity. Haaland was the proven guy that's been doing it for a couple of years. So now we're gonna see what happens in this scenario. Obviously, there's a different level because Turkey's way fundamentally better than Nunes was. Nunes was raw, but there's still a lot of holes that Turkey has in his game, and people are questioning if Pep is gonna coach the maverick out of him, which is yet to be seen. But overall,
I wouldn't want that to happen.
Like I said, as a fan of Turkey, I would be upset if he did that.
Yeah,
I would be upset if he did that. Turkey's a phenomenal player, but I feel like he's one of those players you can't really coach him. I feel like he's like a Mahrez. You can't coach that out of him. It's still gonna be there. And same with Savinho. The stuff that Savinho was doing, you can't coach that stuff out of him. I rate Savinho highly, but yeah, it's gonna be this next season is gonna make up for the lack of competitiveness. Arsenal trying to sign Benjamin Sesko. And they got Zubimendi. I don't rate Sesko, by the way.
I don't think that really changes anything.
Yeah.
You see, you can. The issue I have with Arsenal, I predicted Arsenal to win the league this year, but these guys started off the first 9 weeks sitting outside the top 2. Then, when the ill discipline came in and the injuries kicked in, they were screwed. Mm-hmm. They did it to themselves. A guy like an Arteta, I respect Arteta. But his issue is he's trying to be like his mentor. Do your own thing, bro. You should not have changed the style. You should have remained fluid. You should have remained attacking. You should have remained entertaining, because that was getting you points. That was making you challenge. Mm-hmm. Now you've gone regressive, corner dependency. You lose the league by 10 points. And the moments when you were supposed to capitalize on, you didn't.
Oh yeah.
And that's the biggest issue I have with Arsenal. I'm not saying I don't think they're gonna. I hope they don't regress. I want to see how they would provide. How they would be. I want to see how Arsenal looks like as the third team in a 3-team title race. Because I think that should go back to
They had us winning the league so early that Allison even said he's bored of partying. He said we've been partying for 4 weeks straight and we haven't lifted the trophy yet.
Just think about that. The guys were in You see, I know people. If you watch basketball, I mean, you watch basketball.
Yeah, I watch basketball.
You know when Shaq says 1, 2, 3 Cancun, or Shannon Sharp says 1, 2, 3. Liverpool were in Cancun for a month. The guys were in Dubai. The guys were in the red light district. I heard guys were in Belfast. I saw Curtis Jones going to Knicks games.
But you see, Slot was in Ibiza. Slot was in Ibiza.
Yeah, Slot was in Ibiza. Like, bro, that's how unserious we took those guys.
You see what Van Dijk
now
said? We might as well play the kids. He said we should play the kids now.
to play the kid. I wanted to see a Numoha. I wanted to see a Naoni at this point because it was like, what's the point? Now, can Liverpool now be the you were City was technically the pace setter the first 3 weeks. Then it was us, but now can we be the pace setter from start to finish?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that.
Mm-hmm. Remember, they said we hadn't played anybody. They said we hadn't played nobody. They said wait until you play a real team. It got to December, we still hadn't played anybody. We hadn't played anybody to a league title.
And mind you, we had a schedule where it was. I think it was what? Arsenal away, Chelsea. No, it wasn't Arsenal. It was Chelsea, Madrid, City, 3 straight weeks, and then we had a complicated Southampton.
Oh yeah.
Beat Madrid, beat City, beat Chelsea.
We beat Leverkusen as well. Then we beat Leverkusen as well.
Beat Leverkusen.
That Diaz hat trick. And by the way, Diaz deserves a bonus because that game was apparently one of the pillars to Florian Wirtz knowing. And then we invited him to our training ground. We invited him to our training ground. And I said earlier previously that he's got his friend Frimpong. Frimpong even said, he said, Dad, I'm at your club because his dad's a Liverpool fan. And he also said that that I remember watching Liverpool LFC TV. The true fans, everybody knows about LFC TV.
He was meant to be here. He was meant to be here.
So now he's got his friend, great character, great personality, great for the dressing room. I feel like him and Kanate are gonna get along. I feel like we're adding people that are good people to the team, and that's one thing that Liverpool prioritize them on because I see that we turn down certain players because of their personality. We want players that bring good vibes and good energy, and having a Frimpong, having a Florian Wirtz that chose this team for sporting reasons. Obviously, he wants to get paid, but he cared about his career. He cared about progressing, and he saw that Slot had an actual structured plan for his career. And yeah, we got the biggest deal of our history over the line. Biggest deal in English history over the line. This deal is massive. We've lost Kevin De Bruyne, and we've got a talent that can potentially be as good as that.
Yeah. And I hope he just does his thing. Me personally, I just hope he goes.
Bring the picture list out. Wait, we're playing Community Shield. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Community Shield. Community Shield is the preseason game. I mean, we got games in Japan. We got I think Atletico Bilbao twice. I mean, yeah. Just do your thing, man.
The unveiling is gonna hit different.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, if Mike is here, we gotta tell him in the group chat. He said if Florian Wirtz signs, he's buying that Liverpool jersey with Wirtz in the back. He has to do it now.
You know what? That's like, and then we just moved to Adidas.
Oh man, I am so hyped. I'm gonna see if I'm HH's stream. I'm coming in there with shades, shamelessness. Like I said, we run the stream now. We run these streams now.
Oh no, I told people. I said, don't let this club start doing this foolishness. If you let this club start doing foolishness, it's not going to look good. And I like what Liverpool's doing, where we don't. Again, like I said, I've mentioned this. Maybe the third time I've mentioned this. We don't need to spend crazy to look good. We got the stars. We got the pieces. Now come and get us. That's all we got to do. Or we're coming for you. That's all we got to do. And I just hope that Arne Slot stays long enough, because I think he's the guy that can lead Liverpool into a future of success. See, with Klopp, it was like, yeah, we won stuff, but there was also moments where we were so close. Now it's about, we're tired of being the nearly boys. Now let's now be the guys that are just winning stuff. That's all I want to see. That's what I want to see with Liverpool for the next 5-10 years, or when I have my kids. I want to see my kids see, oh yeah, Dad has a team that wins stuff. Not Dad has a team that's down bad.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, what's his name? Expressions.
Exactly.
Mom, why did you make me support Tottenham?
Exactly. And now he's eating good.
Oh, he's in good, man. He deserved that. He's like Tottenham fans they deserve that dub, man. But like I said, at the end of the day, what it boils down to is this, man. We signed a generational talent. I'm seeing right now David Ornstein. David Ornstein and Fabrizio are on completely different wavelengths right now. Have you seen what David Ornstein said?
No, what did he say?
Okay, let me get it up right now.
Oh,
Okay,
Lord.
this is what David Ornstein has said. Him and Fabrizio are not on the same hymn sheet at all. Okay. Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen talks over Florian Wirtz are at final stage. Club in daily contact to reach an agreement. Second bid not rejected. Dialogue continues to settle the structure plus add-on payment terms. So he might be behind. But one thing I know about Fab is the definition of a tapping merchant. You seeing it? You seeing what David Ornstein's saying? Fab is the definition.
I like Ornstein because like he's calm. He's calm. Like he's kind of like like hey, just it's happening. Just just don't be surprised once it's done.
Then again, Fab
said I feel like because Fab has the streets.
No, but Joy is Fab said it's an exclusive. So what I think it is, someone on it. It's one of these three parties. Either the Bayer Leverkusen. I think Ornstein is closer with Liverpool because Ornstein's always first on Liverpool news. It's either Leverkusen or Wirtz leaked this news.
Yeah.
Leverkusen or Wirtz leaked this news to Fab. So Fab is getting it from them. Because if you notice something, Fab's news is in line with the German media.
Yeah.
If you look at the German media, Fab's news is in the same wavelength as them. So what I think has happened is the news is taking time to come to us. I guarantee you, probably tomorrow, David Ornstein will probably say full agreement. Because
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because that's what he's a good
journalist.
What you say?
No, I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised. He's a good journalist, so I mean, expect something to come through. Like I'm not going too crazy over it. I just know that sooner or later, Liverpool's going to post a guy wearing the red shirt, holding a pen, signing a piece of paper. Done. That's all I need to know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got some Nunes news. Okay, so the Nunes news is this. El Halal contacted Liverpool about Nunes on Monday, and they were made aware about the conditions of a move. Liverpool rejected a proposal worth 70 million euros from El Nasser in January.
They rejected 70 mil?
Yeah, euros. In January.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about now. I'm like, what?
No. El Halal were trying to understand the conditions of what to take to get him. Atletico Madrid amongst those considering the forward. Ooh, I wanted to go Atletico.
I'm telling you, he's an Atleti-style player. You have a Julian Alvarez, you can throw him on the wing. Darwish, can come straight down the middle, and they can just spam him crosses. Mm-hmm. Out of 10 crosses, you're going to get a goal.
Okay, I've got an understanding now. So, the English media are saying that they're still negotiating. The German media are saying that it's done. Yeah. That's what's happening. Fab said it's an exclusive. That means Fab got told by someone, because sometimes when Fab gets news from other people, he'll credit the person. He does it all the time. He's via this person. Fab got told this. And what I'm thinking happens now is, and Fab rarely gets it wrong. So what I think is happening now is Ornstein's behind and all the English media's behind. That's why, have you noticed, Paul Joyce hasn't said anything?
No. I haven't. I'm literally looking at his stuff right now. I haven't seen him say anything.
Because he don't know anything yet. No one's told him shit. So that's what I'm noticing. The news is slightly behind, or someone's jumping the gun too early, or it's been leaked. If I was to take a bet, if I was a betting guy, I'd reckon Wirtz's camp leaked it to Fab.
I wouldn't be shocked, because I'm even going to like the BBC. I don't see anything. I can even go to Sky right now. I don't see anything. So like it's filtering, but that the major outlets in the country haven't said anything yet. That's the only
Oh
thing.
yes,
That's the
oh
only
yes. Because I'm looking at it. Blind Sport, they're saying the deal's done. They said Bayer
Yeah.
Leverkusen will create around 140 million euros from FC Liverpool in a fixed transfer fee, realistic bonus across 5 years. An additional 10 million euros could be added on for extraordinary success. Okay, so all of these, okay, this other guy, Platy Gold, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool is considered done. News today: a full agreement in principle have now been reached between. But see, is basically what we're saying. German media saying it's done. English media saying it's still in talks. So what that means is there's probably some paperwork they're still filling out. With Fab, as you already
Yeah.
said, they're exchanging documents, all that stuff, sorting out all the add-ons. But what I think is they have a rough idea of the agreement. They're just rubber stamping it now, and after that, we are going to see everybody in unison. But by the way, I consider this deal done now. There's no way
Yeah.
this deal is gonna fall through. At least from the players, at least from the club to club side, the only thing that's left is for Florian Wirtz to complete his medical, which apparently he's gonna have in the next couple of hours. As he's flying over to get in the next couple of hours. So we're gonna see what happens with that, and we're gonna see the announcement of him as a Liverpool player.
And supposedly, I'm reading some other stuff here saying that it could be they're not gonna pay everything as a one-off payment because it'd cause a bulk of the money from this year to go into it.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, once the other revenue kicks in, they're gonna spread the income over several years through installment
Yeah,
payments.
I saw that as well. Yeah,
That's smart. That's smart.
That's very smart. That's very smart. But yeah, like I said, man, great news.
Yeah.
We're signing Florian. But like I said this in the chat, yeah. Is this like? Okay, look. Okay, so it just came out now. Claims on Tuesday evening that an agreement has been reached on a deal worth 150 million euros have been dismissed as premature by sources of both clubs, according to Ian Doyle. So now we wait. Some people are saying,
all I know. I'm not gonna say a word. We ain't gonna say a word. I think the deal is done. I'm gonna chill. We see the guy holding the jersey. God, that's it. That's all we have. That's all we're waiting on. You see, that's all we're waiting on. Sometimes I just feel like when you get news like this, chill out.
okay,
Chill out,
so
do your
someone in the
thing.
comments said, so basically, we have a off source. Either Fab is telling the truth, and the other journals are behind, or he jumped the gun and done the here we go too early.
Oh,
I think the other journals are behind.
Everybody's fine. They'll be fine. We'll be fine. Don't overthink this.
No, it
Don't
is, man.
overthink this.
Imagine we getting hype and all that.
Oh, dude, I will riot. See, I didn't riot. I didn't riot for Lavia or Caicedo, but if something stupid would have happened, I'm rioting because it's like, why? Why would you pump fake us like that?
Oh,
So no,
God.
I think it's a done deal. We'll be fine. Now it's just a matter of making sure, like, we're meeting the financial fair play and all that crazy stuff. So fair play to those who are reporting.
Oh my gosh.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Like I said, man, it's either way, whether it's jump of the gun or not jump of the gun, we are gonna find out the truth either tomorrow or the next couple of days.
Exactly.
By the end of the week, we're gonna know what's gonna happen. So either way, it don't really matter at this point.
It don't really matter. It doesn't really matter. There's no need to really panic. Just chill. Enjoy the summer. I feel like people need to for me, what I try to do, especially when football season's over, and even sports in general, I just try to just detach a little bit, kind of just chill. And then when it's time, it's time. I feel like when you let this stuff ruin your summer, you can't really enjoy it. But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm excited. I'm pleased. And now this is just the start. This is just the start of something, of the building blocks towards something great. That's all Liverpool needs to do is build on something great.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I feel like that's a wrap, man. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was a great discussion. Great talking
Absolutely.
about this, and if there's any more updates, whether the deal is actually truly agreed or it doesn't get agreed, we'll find out in the next couple of days. But I'm gonna live under the illusion, the high, the adrenaline rush that is done.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.